What's up, folks? I'm sure this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Now, before you, if you're not familiar with this, are the two boxes that I packed every single miniature or model that I carried with me from the United States to Europe. And by carried, I mean put in a checked bag. So we've got one bin for X-wing, we've got one bin for Warhammer 40k, and there might be some other stuff mixed in there. I honestly don't remember. Both of these were in the bottom of a suitcase that was checked. There's a strap over the top holding them down. And the whole bag was strategically packed so there'd be as little vibration as possible, as little stuff shaking around. But still, obviously, this is like the worst possible storage solution out there, like the worst I could possibly have done. But we did it. So we're going to go ahead and see what survived, if anything. Now, I'm actually fairly confident that everything survived. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually take both these boxes, grab them in my hands, and I'm going to give them a really good aggressive shake. Just flip them. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. As a quick bonus though, before I get into that, I want to do a real quick shout out to Infinite Arenas because I love Infinite Arenas, but then also I'm in a brand new community. I'm going to be starting a whole new set of gaming friends. Hopefully, I'm going to be jumping into a new X-Wing community, potentially bringing more people into X-Wing, but also I could only bring so much. So I couldn't bring all of my dials, I couldn't bring all of everything. So a couple quick pieces that were especially useful to me. I've got these bad boys. These are maneuver cards for all 7 factions that show off every single dial, every single possible dial at time of release for every single ship in each faction, which is freaking awesome. So I could sub in another dial, potentially hopefully in a friendly game, just go ahead and make some changes where, for example, I have a TIE Interceptor dial for a TIE Advanced to be like, hey, I did this maneuver, it's actually white. But these reference cards are super, super handy, so I'm excited about that. Then also on top of that, I have 2 extra damage decks that I brought out just in case I need to loan one out. And then got 2 of these quick build decks. Now this is for really casual play. If I'm just meet a bunch of people, I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and play this game. Got these bad boys. And these are actually based on the old school 2nd edition quick build cards. So it's when you get the little black cards that said, hey, this is the ship built with this. Ooh, that's a rules card. Yeah, there we go. So Aaron Kraken, for example, just has the original, the threat level, and then also the upgrades that he came with in the box when he was released. So these are really cool. And you can do a random shuffle and deal. You can just play with those real quick. And it's a really fun way to kind of even out the power level and play with something a little bit simpler. Those have partly been invalidated by the standard loadout cards that I personally prefer, but these are simpler. They're a lot easier to pick up and play for new players. So I'm really glad to bring those, and that's the stuff that I wanted to bring just in case I meet up with some new players. Now, in case I meet up with some veteran players, I also threw in some extra stuff. I have the advanced objective cards from some of the packs. I forget exactly which one. And then just for fun, I've got my world stuff. The heavy hitters and the fighter aces kind of game variants. So if people want to play, they want to play more casually, or they want to try something new because they're have been playing a lot and wanted to mix it up a bit. And this is the unconventional warfare rule set, which is cool. I love it. Love it. All right, so main event. Then I'll get back to the other stuff that I did go ahead and pack, but I wanted to go ahead and show those real quick before I get into it, just to build the suspense a little bit so we can see what survived. So first, we're going to go ahead and start with the Warhammer, just in case, because that's the one where I think there may be more breaking, and it's stuff I talk about less, so I wanted to go ahead and jump into it. So we've got this lovely, lovely box, and we're going to go ahead and move this a little bit for this part. Plastic box packed. I added a little bubble wrap on top to really make sure everything was nice and tight. And then we have literal rocks in here, just to make, just for hard mode to make sure. These are some quartz crystals, just small ones that I can use for base decorations from Arkansas, where I just moved from. So a little bit of home team stuff that I could bring out with me. And my God, this box smells like spray paint. Bag of skulls. Never leave home without a bag of skulls. Some extra bits. I'm working on Chaos Space Marines, so I have a bunch of Chaos Space Marines bits. I have, oh yeah, some Militarum Tempestus bits, just because they're so freaking cool. I couldn't make home without those. And I had a much bigger bits box. Most of it did not come with me. But then I've got some Grey Knights bits that I was going to go ahead and have some of my Chaos Space Marines have looted, just to make them a little bit more unique and stand out. Got some more of these. This is some wizard bits from this cool kit from, I think, Osprey Miniatures that I just couldn't leave behind because I really love kit bashing and I, for some reason, really love model wizards. So they made the cut somehow. They're in there. Thanks to my buddy Jacob for these. Then we've got my random hero upgrade bits. So far, so good. So far, nothing's broken, but all these little bits wouldn't be. Now, looking at the models themselves, everything looks pretty good. I don't see any chipping or cracking. I don't know if that's coming across in the video. This is getting a little weird, but I mean, we moved across the whole world here, so the weird sentimental stuff kind of got mixed in. This is a feather from my favorite chicken from when we had chickens, because of course we had backyards chickens, because Arkansas. And that chicken did not make it. Not to Europe, but also didn't survive a couple summers ago. So there's my last sentimental piece of old Halloween, my favorite chicken. What else we got here? We got a couple more bits. I'm getting shade. Ugh. Oh yeah, we got the fancy skulls. So I had one of those skulls boxes, and these are all the like Xenos alien skulls, all the extra spiky bits. All right, and then the models themselves look pretty good. And I'm not going to go too much into this, but yeah, I mean, everyone seems to have made it. Little Zenith highlighting on these. Got some Chaos Space Marines. I got some Militar Tempestus. I'm so pumped to go ahead and get those. I actually thought I had sold most of them and only had a handful of my Militarum Tempestus left, but we got them. We got them all. I found them all and base painted them before we left, so that's why this bin smells so much like spray paint. Got my Warp Spiders. I almost didn't bring those, but ended up finding the space for them. It's one of those things where like I was trimming down my collection as much as possible, and then I had this box. It fit perfectly, it matched my X-wing thing, so I ended up actually being able to bring a couple more back and pack quite a few more than I had. Oh, first casualty. Eldred staff, which has been repaired multiple times already, but it looks like his staff broke off. Somewhere in the corner there. That's right. Yeah, I shouldn't have had him at the edge. But okay, so first casualty. But I mean, still, looking at this, like I've got a lot of spindly bits in here. Considering how much is in here, there's gonna be some breakage. Of course there is, especially like big heavy stuff like these. But it looks pretty good. My daughter painted this. She's working on these with me. She's getting started on it. God, I love these models. Okay, I'm glad I brought these. A lot of it, like, it's a really small collection. I don't have enough to actually play a full game with. I have enough for some kill team, but mostly I brought these because I'm very slowly building them, and I love painting my miniatures. I love painting these, and I'm really proud of how my Chaos Marines are turning out. Let's see if I can get them to focus. Focus? Focus? No? Too much noise in the background. Anyway, really proud of how they're coming out, and so it's such a thing that like when you're moving, you bring a little bit more stuff than you would on like a long vacation, for example. So I brought these because I'm still painting them, really enjoy that part, even if I never play any Warhammer, but we'll see. All right, so we'll look at that in more detail later. Now we're gonna go ahead and switch to X-wing. I expect less breakage here, but I'm thinking of like the T65 X-wing, for example, as a prime candidate for something that will have broken a little bit. We'll see. Bag of dials. This I put on top. It's heavy and hard, but I put it on top, and God, when I was packing this stuff, I got a really had to reconsider how thick and dense and heavy a lot of this X-wing stuff is. Like, this is just for cardboard. This isn't even the models. This is like, and I mean, yes, dials are sacred. I love this. Yoda dial, proud of that one. But yeah, this amount of like weight, the cardboard weight of the cards and the bases and the pegs and everything was just insane. So I think I actually did manage to bring all of my dials, but no, I didn't bring, well, actually I may have, dang, all right, well, hold on. Bag of bags. This is one of 2 bags of bags. Little plastic bags are gold, and I just like, for the hobby, but then also I have been shocked how many occasions it's been nice to just have extra bags of bags or extra bags. So. All right, let's see. I think I see some bending already, but maybe not. Got my little extra stickers just because they were there. Okay, let's take a look. What do we got? Gauntlet. Ah, you beauty. Of course you came through just fine because you were made of freaking bricks. Proud of that repaint. That's definitely an eye-catching one, especially from across the store. It's a bit of a gamble though, because if people, there's the iconic paint job that if people kind of recognize the ship and they see the right paint job for like Bo-Katan's Night Owl version 1, they'll be like, oh, I know that. But if they see this one, they'll be like, well, that's kind of sci-fi-y, but I don't really recognize it from anything. So only the true diehards that really recognize the model are going to recognize this one now. So I kind of shot myself in the foot there, but that's okay. Oh, of course, we got some more of my daughter's paint projects. The Skurg, I don't like this model, so I just let her go to town on it when she was much younger. And now I think she could come back into she could really work on this. This is a labor of love, work in progress. Likewise, the Decimator, one I actually tried to sell and just could not move it. And so I still have a Decimator. Somehow it is still with me, even though I never fly the thing, but daughter's had a lot of fun coloring this sucker up. That's a good time. And I've got my conditioned pips. Nice. That's kind of, all right. That's, so far, so good. No breaks, no dents, no wings pulled off. More of those little conditioned guys. I love the resin tokens. There's so much creative stuff that can go into the X-wing game. And this is kind of the most in-depth look everyone will get at all my stuff. Oh, first T65? Goodness. Everything is good. Wow. All right, if this guy made it, I assume that pretty much everything did. We'll see. Oh, my Jumpmaster Dengar. Good. Ooh, other T65. All right, we got some bending here, but it's not too bad. And I think that may have already been like that. It's a cool model. I'm really glad that I have 2 X-Wings, so I can bring in some of that iconic X-Wing stuff. And one being a little beat up kind of works with the game. Rogues, made of stone, they'll be fine. YT2400. Now, a lot of these models really are just totally fine. They're sturdy. They're light and hard. They do just fine. Let's see, Y-Wings. Yeah, man, did we actually make it without any casualties here? Why would I jinx that? Why would I say that? Hyena. I'm not sure I actually brought any... Well, I did bring all of my standard loadouts, so I brought all of my standard loadout cards for all of the factions. I think all of them for all of them. I don't really have many for Republic, but I did end up staying into Republic. I actually have enough to fly them as a faction, so I think that means... Oh, there's a casualty. We found one. It's probably been in front of the camera this whole time. Ty LN. Lost a wing. Easy fix. And I did pack my super glue because, well, for one, I need it. Forethought. This is really funny. I want to run a whole squad of 5. I want to run a whole squad of 5 standard loadout TIE interceptors, but going through this, I realized I only have 4 I can actually fly, because this one's magnetized, and I don't have a magnetized base. I don't really want to make one, but we may get there. Big limiting factor, I think I only have like 2 dials. So somehow I ended up with all these TIE interceptors and only 2 dials. So 1 of 5 base tile ends, snapped a wing. Okay, easy peasy. Lambda made it through okay. Flippy flappy wings folded is very sturdy. Of course, the tugboat is a tugboat. God, I love this thing. I love the tugboat so much. It's such a ridiculous ship. All right, what do we got? Oh no, my YV, my half-painted YV. No, I'm just kidding. If you're not aware, this part actually pops out right there, and it's one of the more reasonable ways to store this thing, because this is the most awkwardly shaped model ever, being shaped like a T in 2 dimensions. So you can't store a YV, so I'm really glad this comes off and just pops right back on in terms of play. That's a repaint I'm working on. Not happy with where it's going, so we'll see where that goes. Ketsu, of course, wasn't going to break, but not even so much as a bent gun. Look at you. God, I love that ship. Okay. Another TIE fighter made it. Very nice. That's a TIE FO. That actually may be just a stock TIE fighter. Look at you. It's another one of my daughter's projects. Got my Django fire spray. Got a Roomba and another Y-Wing. Little guns, look at that. All right, now I would probably do a don't try this at home, but so far the storage method has been very impressive. My goodness. Good job, baggage handlers. All right, we're gonna go through a little more quickly. See if we have any other casualties. Got a shiny droid. So I am going to have to put these guys back up. Oh, I see a random TIE Interceptor wing, so there must be part of a TIE Interceptor. Ah, I see it. My soon-to Interceptor. All right, TIE Fighters, our Empire is not having a good day. Got my red one. Vultures, Separatists did fine, of course. And I mean, in a pinch, I could always run a different TIE Fighter as a model if I don't have time to repair these before playing. Tri-Fighter, incredibly sturdy. Fangs and a Hawk. The Hawk is actually a little bit spindly, but seems to have gone through fine. Kimogila, very nice. Let's pull that Falcon right out of there and break some stuff on the way out. Falcon with Escapecraft, got it. TIE Baron, which I want to finish the repaint on that. Another TIE Interceptor, all good. TIE Bomber. Sabine. My bad. Kirax, that I will someday repaint. Dig up in from the Gold Squadron Online series. Yeah, love it. Got my 2 Aggressors. Very nice, they made it too. This guy made it. All in one piece. There you go, DS9. Hello, Cisco. This big thing, I actually expected to break other stuff because it's not breaking. This is a very sturdy model. Likewise, the Potato. Star Viper, very nice. That made it just fine. Cool, okay. Even my Phantom. I was a little worried about my Phantom actually, and that one came through just fine. What else we got? What else we got? Just looking for random pieces now, but that's pretty impressive. So that terrible storage method, and I got 2 wings popped off, and that's it. Easy fixes. They're in easy seams. That'll be no problem whatsoever. Just to go ahead and run through real quick what else I brought. Wedge this up in here again. I did pack big thing of paint, which feels silly to put this in a checked bag, but I love my paints. They're like $5 a pot now, so it's nice to keep the ones that still work. Some of my ratty brushes and my super glue. And I've got another little bag of paints that actually is holding up the phone, so I can't show that. Of course, have bag of dice, including actually 2 old scatter dice for the old Warhammer players who remember those, which is a fun thing. Let's see what else I got. Random magic tokens. Of course, the usual peripherals. I've got my magnificent maneuver thing from Strata Strike. Still feel weird about the SS on that, just to go ahead and say that. Hopefully they're not Nazis. But Strata Strike did a really good job with that's a Strata Strike template holder with the nice laser cut scum symbol on it, and then the templates themselves are Pearl Paw Creatives, which I also love. They're a lovely, lovely dark green. We also have giant bag of obstacles. Huge bag of resin tokens. I love this. And my phone apparently is overheating, so we're gonna finish up in just a second here. Again, on the dials front, like this is just a huge amount of stuff. Like this is so much cardboard, and it's heavy. I took out a lot of stuff I don't like to fly, so I don't have it in here, but I believe this is enough for, and I think all of my Separatists actually were taken out, so I may not be able to fly them, at least not with their correct bases. Bags of bags. Dice and bases. Now I brought a random selection of bases. I pared it down a bit, but I have enough to run 2 full squads of various base sizes. I think I have 4 large bases, 4 medium bases, and then at least 8 small bases in here, so that I can run 2 full squads against each other, relatively large squads. So probably won't need that many, but I've got it. And then this was fun. Cut down my box of pilot cards. This is all of the pilot cards that I brought, my non-standard loadout pilot cards. Just that little selection of the ones I really like in a box that I hand built last minute so that it wouldn't, none of them would bend. And then this bad boy was my commander deck box where I had 4 Magic the Gathering commander decks. And I reworked it so this half of the box, this is all of my upgrade cards and then my damage deck. So this is all of the standalone upgrade cards I brought. The thing is I have a huge collection of them, but you don't need all of them. So I think it's 1 of each unique upgrade, and then I believe I intentionally didn't bring any duplicates whatsoever. So I'll have to like proxy them if I have, for example, like Discord missiles. Let's see what else we got. We're almost done. Brought my drill. I can't believe this made the cut, but I mean, if you're ever going to magnetize stuff, these are really handy and surprisingly handy for house projects outside of just modeling. And then, of course, I mentioned this before, I have my entire stack of standard loadouts because they are one of the places that I prefer to play, and it is a really easy way to bring a lot of variety of ships and pilots without using a ton of bulk for just upgrade cards. So really, really like this. And another shout out to both the X-wing Alliance and Infinite Arenas for these epic reinforcement cards. These are cool. I don't own a single epic ship, but I still am happy to carry these just to show them around. And if I end up playing with anyone who has epic ships, I can try epic. And that is it. That is it. Our 20-ish minute video talking about all of the stuff that I brought to Europe, how it survived the trip. There we go. Appreciate the time. So again, don't do this at home, but yeah, it actually worked out pretty well considering. So anyway, till next time. Cheers.